Back from the dead.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to my first Halloween tutorial of this year. For today's tutorial, I wanted to recreate like a skull. I wanted to make the skull into a robot machine. So this is what I came up with. It's basically the same features of the skull but just added a little bit of machinery in it. I also wanted to incorporate my neck and a little bit of my chest just in case you don't want to just do your face. I mean, you can just keep it up to here and it looks perfectly fine, but I feel like this adds the glam touch and I absolutely loved how this part right here came out. I did not color my hair. This is actually just a wig. I haven't worn my wig in a long time, so I feel like it was perfect to whip it out during the Halloween tutorials. If you have any Halloween requests, make sure to leave them down below. I am still open to a lot of ideas. This is the first one I do, so I have too many more to come. And without further ado, if you guys want to know how to get this skeleton machine, just keep on watching. Alright guys, so let's get started. And for today's video, I'm going to be doing a voiceover. Man, I haven't done a voiceover in such a long time, so we will see how this goes. But to start off, I'm going to be priming my eyelids with MAC Painterly Paint Pot as always. You guys know this is a very important step. The blending brush that I'll be using today is the Morphe M433, and for today's eyeshadow we're going to be using the Modern Renaissance palette. I'm going to be taking Burnt Orange. This has been on my tutorials every single time because I'm obsessed with this palette, you guys. It's just so beautiful. It has the most perfect transition colors and it's just perfect for fall. So I'm going to be taking this Burnt Orange and I'm going to be applying it all over the crease, starting at the outer corner and working our way in, blending it really well. And then I'm going to be taking the Beauty Junkies blending brush and I'm going to be applying this on our crease, and I'm going to be using the shade Cypress Umber, and it's just to darken up our crease and give it a little bit more dimension. And again, we're going to start at the outer corner, working our way in, blending all of those two colors together really well. Next, I'm going to be taking the Anastasia brush that comes in the palette. I'm going to be using the shade Primavera and I'm going to be applying this all over the lid, also including in the inner corner of the eye, just because it makes your eyes look a little bit more open, and I don't know, I just love it. For today, I'm going to keep the eyeshadow very minimal just because I want the focus to be on what we're going to be creating right now. So for eyeliner today, I'm going to be using the NYX liquid liner and I'm just going to be doing my normal wing. You guys can do the eye makeup literally whatever you guys want. I'm going to be taking a little bit of that Cypress Umber and I'm going to be smoking out the lower lash line, curling my lashes, applying mascara, and applying the falsies. And now for the fun part of the tutorial, I'm going to be using a white pencil eyeliner and I'm just going to start creating these rough edges, like sharp edges, just because I didn't want to make just a straight line. I wanted it to look like my skin was ripped off and underneath there was a machine, a skull machine. Now what I'm going to be doing is just making the hollows of the cheekbones that a skull always has, but I'm going to be making it a little bit different than the usual like Halloween skull, just because we're making it into a machine. So I'm adding some like bars inside the hollow so it looks like there's some wires and machinery inside. And for my chin, I'm adding these lines kind of like a puppet, just so it looks like my chin was screwed onto my mouth and, you know, listening to music, because this tutorial took a really long time to film. But now I'm just going to be doing the same exact thing that I did on the other side to the other cheek. So now that we're done with that outline, we're going to jump in to the NYX Jumbo Pencil in the shade Milk. And I'm just going to be shading everything outside the outline that we just did. So all those little lines, you're not going to shade inside, but everywhere outside. And then we're going to start putting that everywhere. And then we're going to take a flat brush and smooth it out. I felt like this jumbo pencil worked perfectly for this just because I had already practiced this makeup look and I used body paint, white body paint, and I supposedly got a really good one and it literally sucked. Well, not really, it was good, but since we're going to be adding some pigment on top of the white, the pigment wouldn't stick to the body paint, and since this is kind of like a primer, it sticks perfectly and it's actually really pigmented, so you guys are going to see in a second. But then just make sure to smooth it out with a flat brush. Now what I'm going to do is take a big synthetic flat brush, spray it with some setting spray just so I can get the best pigmentation out of this pigment that we're going to be using. And literally for this look, you guys can use whatever color you want your machine to look. I'm going to be using gold just because, I don't know, I think that would look cute. So I'm using a gold pigment and I'm just going to be packing this all over where we applied the white jumbo pencil. So literally it's that easy. Now we're just going to jump in and start detailing. So I was going to use a gel eyeliner to outline the mask, but I feel like the gel liner wasn't running as smoothly as I wanted to, and since the edges needed to be really fine, I decided to go with the NYX liquid liner since it has a really fine tip. It was perfect for this. So I'm just going to be outlining the whole mask, like all those little points and sharp edges. Okay, so for this next step, I am going to be using the gel eyeliner and I'm going to be taking an angled brush. And remember those lines that we were drawing in with the white pencil liner when we first started? We're just going to be outlining all of that, everything that is not gold. We're going to start outlining it with black. So that's just basically what I'm going to be doing, and then you guys are going to see a section where I start shading it all in black, because remember what I'm doing right now, it is the hollows of the cheekbones, so it has to be dark. Man, you guys, it is so hard to explain a Halloween tutorial, especially in voiceover. Like, this is hard. I hope you kind of understand what I'm saying. I know I suck at describing things, but I mean, hopefully the description with what I'm saying and the image kind of goes together, so yeah. Now we're gonna jump into the nose. I didn't do it before just because I didn't know how I wanted the nose to look like. So basically what I drew was an upside down, like, open heart. And I'm just gonna be shading it in with black. And then I'm gonna start on the teeth, going back to the white pencil eyeliner. I'm gonna start making like these little hoops. I just try to do the teeth as simple as possible. I didn't want it to be too hard, plus it's a machine, I don't know. But that's all I did, and then I went back to the jumbo pencil and shaded all the blank area, and then just go back to the gold pigment and pack it on top of the white. Now that we have that section ready, I'm gonna go back to the teeth, fill it in with that jumbo pencil. And now to add the detail on the teeth, I'm going to be using the gel liner, and I'm just going to be outlining the teeth how we did with the white. So this is where the detail and the shading and the 3D starts coming in. I'm going to be using a pencil brush, and I'm going to be taking a black eyeshadow, and I'm just going to be shading the parts where I feel that need to be shaded, kind of to make it a 3D effect. The shading and the highlighting of this part of the look definitely is what brings the look together. It makes it look a little bit more realistic. The shading and the detail definitely helps it look not so cartoonish. So now what I'm going to be doing is applying the black eyeshadow in between all those little gaps of the little spikes. That's what's going to make it look like it's popping out of my face and it's not just flat on the face. And it just gives you that effect like it was ripped off. And as you guys can see on the blank side and then the one that has shading on it, it's a big difference. It just makes it look a little bit more put together and harder to create, but it really isn't. It's super easy, as you guys saw. Now I'm going to go in with white face paint. This is actually face paint. It is not makeup. And I'm going to be highlighting where we shaded, because you know, where there's contour, there's highlight. So that's why I added the white, and also it made it look like it was actual metal, and it made it seem as if the metal was like shiny. I don't know, it looked really cool. Now I'm going to go back into the gel black eyeliner, and I'm going to be adding these little dots. I'm going to make them kind of like bolts, like screws that screw screwed my face together. Moving on to the chest, I'm going to be using the white pencil eyeliner, and I'm just going to be making an upside down triangle, and at the bottom of the tip we're going to make a circle, and then we're going to make the bones on our neck. I have no idea what those are called, so just bear with me, guys. And then I'm going to make 2 circles, one bigger one and then a smaller one on the other side, and this is the gear, so it's going to make it look like a machine. I think the gears is what definitely put the neck piece together. It just looks so cool, and I'm so glad I added these. And if you want to add more or even add some on your face, that's perfectly fine. I think that will look super cool. Now what I wanted to do is draw the clavicle bone, like holding the gear, but I feel like I drew it way too low. But it doesn't matter, it looked pretty cool. So now we're going to go back into the same steps that we were doing for the face, going with that jumbo white pencil and then shading everything that it needs to be shaded that's going to be gold, and then blending it with a flat brush, packing on the pigment, and I'm just going to be applying that all over where the white is. Now we're going to go back to the gear since we have everything that needs to be gold, already gold. We're going to take the white face paint, and I'm just going to start coloring all the gears in with white. I'm going to be taking my gel eyeliner, and I'm going to be outlining all the gear with black, and then also filling in the little triangles that are inside the gears black, so it looks like it's hollow inside. Now I'm going to be taking a black face paint, and I feel like this is pretty self-explanatory. I'm just going to be filling in everything that is blank. And then just taking a smaller brush and filling in the little details and the little gaps that still need to be black. Going back to the black gel liner, I'm going to start making the bones for the neck. And then we're going to go back into the shading, and this is where it's going to start getting a little bit more detailed. I start shading in the bones on the neck, and then a little bit by where supposedly the clavicle is supposed to be. And then at the tip of the triangle. And that was it, you guys. We finished. Alright everyone, that was it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed this Halloween tutorial. If you guys recreate this look, please make sure to tag me on Instagram or Snapchat me. I am so excited to film more Halloween tutorials. If you guys have any Halloween requests, make sure to leave them down below. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to be more in contact with me, you can follow me on my social media. I have Snapchat and Instagram. I will leave those down in the description box. Thank you again so much for watching. I love you all so much, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye, guys.